This is PUBG, aka PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. We're on Google Stadia. That's right, the well-known Battle Royale title arrives on Stadia in what is a surprising sort of release. We get some cool Stadia gear, and we get to jump into the action here with their platforms, as you can see in the bottom left corner. I got the Stadia logo, and we see some more traditional controllers. I do have a controller plugged in because that's how I'm playing this. And yeah, let's get ready to jump. I should mention for context, I'm getting 60 and 60 megabits internet speed on the speed test prior to playing. That's half of what I traditionally get during regular situations, but we're being throttled right now as is the situation. So if you're not familiar with PUBG, because I guess maybe some people, this might be the first time they're jumping in, this is a Battle Royale experience. The goal is to basically jump down, gather loot, fight against the storm that keeps pushing players inwards, and then eliminate all enemy targets along the way. So you get a couple of cool options. We kind of parachute down. We're going to do some team management, and we're just going to kind of mute everybody, and then we're going to keep going here. So yeah, the game is actually running fairly well. We're on the updated map here. We're seeing other players drop into. We got the big Stadia kind of parachute thing going on, and there's like a Stadia like jacket, well, not jacket, but like hoodie you can wear that's kind of like very vibrantly colored. So I kind of ignore it because it's gonna let people know where you are, which isn't a good thing. So yeah, in the top left corner, you'll actually be able to notice that they have some like diagnostic type information. So that might be something that interests individuals. And I'm kind of keeping it there. You can turn it off, but I thought it was kind of a good little info thing for those interested about it, just to kind of see how the the data stream and everything's working. I will also mention that while playing earlier, I finished what was that? We finished third in the first match and had a few kills. I was like, oh. Did people get bad, or did I get lucky? I don't know. Well, I know, pretty good start to the game. That aside, we are jumping into the action and kind of showcasing a little bit of the experience. We'll probably play this map, and maybe another one, depending on how fast I actually die when playing this. Cool. So yeah, for the most part, it actually does run well, and it looks alright. Character model's pretty good. Some of the texture's fine. I was expecting it to look a little bit better though. It just looks a little bit more jagged in the far distance than I was kind of hoping for. With the whole cloud streaming thing, I was just kind of expecting they to really kind of tone it up just to kind of show things off. I'm not complaining. It actually runs fairly well and looks pretty good. I'm just mentioning that aspect as a note. Also, I mentioned that there is stuttering present. A little bit disappointed about that, but not the biggest deal in the world, I guess. I haven't really had things be too bad. And I mean, PUBG is a game that normally doesn't really run the best, in my opinion, on any platform that I've played it on. So this is actually like a fairly stable and decent representation, just in terms of like, that the draw distance and everything like that, and the sense of atmosphere. Yeah, it does a pretty good job of that. I'm really hoping that we find a what am I thinking of? Frying pan, because it's got like the Stadia logo on it, and it's kind of funny. I guess you can throw that now. I didn't know that. I guess I've been out of the game for a little bit. It's definitely been a while. So we're gonna switch to the M16 here. So yeah, like I was mentioning, this is a Battle Royale experience. The goal is to eliminate targets and continuously fight inwards as you try to get to the final hill and then be like the last squad standing. We've got third person, there's first person only modes, kind of easy going chat systems just for letting people know what's up, which have gotten better. And yeah, it's a pretty clean and easygoing type of game. I like it because it aims more for like a kind of like a realistic standpoint, if that makes sense. Not everyone will agree with that, but that's just generally my thoughts on it in terms of like the design of it. I think it works quite well for what it is, and it's generally a fairly enjoyable time. I have a good time with it. And I've had a lot of fun with friends too, so if you got them available, you know, you can play with them, and that's kind of a nice thing to have. But I think it's kind of like fairly clean, looking pretty good. And generally, yeah, it's not a bad experience on here. I'm actually overall impressed because I did not expect this to be here. If you know what I mean, like it just kind of like randomly dropped, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, it's just like a completely shocking and surprising sort of thing. I should also mention they have a number of like cool modes. They do events. There's like battle passes and stuff now. They've actually really grown out the game quite a bit since it arrived on like Xbox. Really was, I guess, the kickoff point for this to continue to grow like it has. Maybe I'm putting too much on that, but you gotta admit, as soon as it went on there, and then it started coming to other platforms once it was cleaned up and running a little bit better. And they've done like a lot more events, and we got in the battle pass now, and they've added all this extra content. So yeah, on Stadia, we kind of get that. It's all running fairly well. I do normally say to kind of work as a team, but yeah, my squad is just like not really too interested in that. We're all so spread out. Whereas my squad last time, we were really just killing it. Because I think I had like 3 or so kills. I was hoping to get the chicken dinner, but I was like, people are probably not even going to believe that. Because I would have had to grab a screenshot or something to showcase it. But yeah, third place. It wasn't a bad start. I was just like surprised because it had been so long. And this is an interesting level because it's a bit of a smaller one, which is why I also want to be able to showcase you know, one of the more traditional large-scale levels afterwards, because that one, you know, has the combat a little bit more spread out. Not to say this is like a tiny map, but, you know, usually there's a bit more conflict, and I was expecting some, especially considering the spawn points for where... I can't do the site. Considering the spawn points for everybody was, like, where everybody was at. Like, you know, they were kind of all dropping one spot. So it is generally a bit of a quiet game, aside from me talking throughout it. And it does have some interesting elements in regards to like tactical plays. You can see I'm kind of like able to use the shoulder perspectives and stuff like that, going prone, crouching, moving around slowly, being stealthy, seeing kind of like the clean meter and all that. It's got all the controls streamlined fairly well for the controller, or if you're using like a keyboard, which I mean Stadia's kind of cool for that because you do whatever you want input-wise. And yeah, it's just like a fairly well put together version of the game on this platform. I'm genuinely impressed. There we go. Now we got a nice scope. And then these like spike traps, kind of a new thing. Well, I don't know how new they are, but to me it's like a brand new kind of thing that I haven't seen before. We can kind of put that up there. Oh, we've got the crowbar. Oh, but yeah, we got the. I don't know where we should put these. Like here, kind of, and then maybe it'll screw somebody over, and they try to get inside there. Assuming they do. There's also like vehicles too, like land-based vehicles. You can drive around in. You can squat up in them, and then you're constantly fighting against the storm that I mentioned, which you can see like the white line barely on this map. I really wish they would give a different outline on this one because, you know, it's a bit harder to see. And then we've got the closing in kind of deadly electric field, and yeah, you kind of just keep getting pushed inwards and inwards, and you just battle it out. It actually does seem to handle the close combat quite well, if that makes sense. I say that in regards to like the endgame stuff. Usually there's a lot more lag in that, but this one does seem to actually perform splendidly when it comes to the endgame stuff, because there's more people in a confined space, in case you were curious about that. So I guess we can drop the red dot scope. We got some pretty good stuff. I'm just debating on maybe some more 4.5 ammo would be, ACP 4.5 ammo would be good, because it does go by fairly quickly. Oh, looks like somebody disconnected on our team. He was all the way by himself. And I also like when you die in this one, you know, when you're just kind of like out of it. Ooh, level 3 helmet. Sick. Extended. Yeah. Let's keep going here. Yeah, I was just expecting to run into more people. It's just been really quiet. But it gives me the chance to kind of go around and loot and stuff. And that's the problem, too, with this game for some people. It's, like, it's got lots of action, but, you know, sometimes it's kind of a bit of a slower game where not a whole lot happens, which is weird considering this is, like, you know, one of the smaller maps. But we're going to be closing inwards more and more here. It looks like the other two guys are kind of together. And this is the snow one, too, which is a little bit different. But I also like the little footprints and stuff. That's kind of fun. You see on this one, because there's different maps. The main one, kind of like, I don't know how you would describe it. It's sort of a hot summer kind of arid map, and then we've got like a desert map, and then there's like a really tiny, fast-paced, like the small one is like a jungle thing. I love that map. So cool. Not because of the action, but just like the aesthetic of it. It's really neat. So they've got a good selection of them, and zone's getting smaller. People are getting pushed inwards. Hopefully we will run into people, because I kind of wanted the action of dying right away, so that I can show off another map. Sounds like shots are going off. And people have really gotten bad at this, or something, I don't know. So, I guess they were shooting at us very poorly. We're gonna get some health going on here. And some painkillers, and then we're gonna go loot their corpse, because we want their stuff, right? So yeah, that's generally combat. Usually it's a little bit more dynamic, people moving around in squad-based battles, but I guess that guy was the last person left on his team, because he kind of just like, I think he instant downed, I can't remember. Actually, it was like 2 seconds ago, but I get lost in things, and you can take all their stuff if you want. Quick draw, frag grenade, helmet's good, we'll take all of that we can. Nobody cared who we were. And then you got the cosmetics, we get like the hot pants. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think we need one more. That one. Oh, jeez. So I'm getting shot at, which is not good. And I'm going to try to get into the house before I die tragically, because I'm assuming somebody is coming to kill me. And we'll just do another painkillers, because that's going to be getting my health up, and I don't necessarily have time to get my bandages going. Oh, I'm a health junkie. That's great. I'm surprised I didn't get attacked yet. Maybe we do have time for bandages. Well, we could use a first aid kit. Like, they could have been far away, too. I have no idea, right? That's where the tactical element comes into play. And you can die pretty fast. Like, I think my armor is probably a little bit damaged, yeah. Is that a medkit? Okay, well, we knocked them out. So, kind of easy going. I want the medkit. Yeah, I really, like, I don't know if players are just bad on other platforms or what's going on today, but yeah, I haven't really seen anyone that's been too good. Oh, geez, we should, oh yeah, there's trains on this one too. That's cool. Let's just use the medkit while we, you know, while we're here. We have the time to use it, because it takes longer in order to put the med kit on in the game. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of already really talked about what the game is and everything like that, and gone over, you know, kind of what to expect and stuff for it. I think it's kind of fun. It's definitely not for like everyone, and I get that, but I have a good time with it. It's kind of fun, easygoing game. It's simple to get into because, you know, you don't have to invest any time into it. I mean, you invest time into learning the mechanics and stuff like that, but actually gameplay-wise, it's just kind of like you don't need to build up a character. You don't need to really, like, earn things. You just kind of get in here and you play the game, and that's what it is. I mean, kind of an easygoing time in that regard. Kind of don't even want to meet up with my teammates. I've been doing just fine without them. We're gonna go down to Gorka. Goraka. Oh, yeah, definitely a little bit tired. Okay. Let's see where that is. Yeah, let's drive down there. Looks like we're getting shot at, though. Vehicles are deadly. You can actually, like, run down people, but they can also blow up and get you killed. But this is one map where they actually did, you know, kind of redo it, revamp it, which is interesting. And right into a tree, losing health. Bravo. I am just gonna kinda get up here and get out. I think I have an energy drink to kind of top off my yellow bar, because it should kind of like top me off, if that makes sense. And just health-wise, ooh, groovy van. But let's see who else we can come across. But I was kind of hoping for faster combat and death. I think I show another map, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. But I hope I'm showing off kind of good the gameplay very well. And I think it's been a little bit cleaner, a little bit less stuttering while I've been playing, or wasn't as noticeable as it was last time. I am noticing that the ping is a bit higher. I was getting more like a 48 ping in the last match I played, and that kind of hasn't really been the case this time around, because I was very impressed with the lower ping level. But it's up a bit. Like, it doesn't make a difference if you're more like intense and into it. But I mean, 80 and stuff isn't the worst, I suppose. Let's see what we're dealing with. Sometimes I'm like, they add bots to this? Energy. I guess I did use the other energy drink, so I might as well pick this one up. So you can actually like kind of camp in this one and sit around, but I'm trying to move around, you know, kind of get into the action, everything like that. If there's anybody around here. And there's sometimes I've like gone into rooms and like completely been surprised. Oh, the good old crossbow. Interesting. So there's only 27 alive. Yeah, it kind of feels almost empty these days after playing like Warzone and stuff, where you get like this, well, I mean, it's like 50 player more cap, but I think they're going to expand that further down the road. And it just feels a little bit quieter, because it's a 50% boost in players, right? It's crazy. Proceed to the marked area. Ooh, it's getting even tighter, because we got to go back to the main road and see what's going on there. Oh, I'm getting shot at. Hard time actually, like, oh, jeez, okay. I don't really like getting shot like that. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, it feels like they're bots, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like I'm playing against bots. Okay, let's get a first aid kit here, because we have lots of them. Let's get some painkillers, just so we can top it off too. And it looks like the ring is kind of coming in quickly. We'll also do an energy drink. We'll just max this out, because we're going to be moving a little bit quickly to make sure we are, you know, in that ring well and good. Let's see if we got any loot off of this person. Replenish that. Extended quick draw mag. Take the grenade icon, or items, extra. Okay. Reload that extra extended mag too, because we want that going good. Health is replenishing. Okay. we're getting into the circle. It's probably going to be like an open field one. There's only 19 left. We're actually in a really good position. I don't know how many the other people have killed on my team, but hopefully they're doing something. What is going on there? Should I let the force field finish them? I wonder if there's like another player in here. There's 4 kills. Oh, I guess I'm on a killing spree. Getting those Stadia achievements like crazy. I'm glad it has an achievement system, Stadia. I think that's an important thing to get that Nintendo Switch Online is seriously lacking. Okay, let's get into that final zone. Looks like the rest of our team is finally going to maybe do something. Or be close to me. Because there's only 10 other players we gotta kill. We got a very good chance of actually winning on here. Which would be surprising. It's strangely quiet. Oh, there we go. Not enough space. Like how he just throws that. I got the Stadia frying pan. Yeah. For Stadia. It's kind of funny. Oh, my armor has like seen way better days. Was there like at least like a lower armor in here? Yeah, I'll take that. It's a lower level, but you know, it's actually got the armor value to it, which might be helpful for saving my life later on. Yeah, I love when they do like the icon things. I wish I could have my like Xbox branded stuff though, because it's kind of cool. But yeah, did I show off the parachute? I don't even know if because I remember dropping. Well, I guess I would have had to have parachuted down, but I didn't really talk about it. I don't think. Ooh, geez, where is that coming from? That's not good at all. Let's get that healing going on, because we're getting close to the end game here. Let's stay, I don't know, powerful, adrenaline filled. So there's probably a sniper out there, and we're right in the open, so let's try to kind of maybe get down somewhere where there's a bit more cover in this zone. I know a lot of people are going to be pushing. I thought I had like grenades. Did I not pick that up from that one body? Okay, so we got like a Molotov and stuff. We got some weapons going on. I'm not really a fan of using the M4 the whole game, but you know, it's kind of what I have, what I came across. So we've got 7 people to kill. So we can look around for them. Yeah, I thought there'd be more of like a rendering distance for like the texturing and stuff like that. Hmm. Tend to lose more bullets without the single fire. I love how tactical the other guys are playing. They're probably like pals. This is getting intense. got lots of ammo to spare, though. This is when it gets real. I think. Behind that rock. Great. Hopefully my teammates are kind of covering the back area there. I mean, that's their only job. There's only, you know, 3 other players left. Just hope this guy doesn't have like a sniper or something. Come on, I'm getting headshots there. Ugh, jeez. This is when he's gonna make us move over there. What is that guy doing? Get over here, man. Save your team. Oh no, we're gonna lose based on that. Quickly, you got a pincher coming on here. You gotta be quick. Of course, he's gonna revive his friend first. Why didn't you just... Jeez. This is really intense, because... Let's get that first aid kit. I never expected it to turn into this kind of situation. We were very serious at the start of this. And now it's getting like as serious as in a tactical way. I think my helmet got shot off too. Yep. Really? I'm not reloaded? You gotta be kidding me. Come on, guys, give me support on the right side there. I guess you're downed. So we're getting pinched on both sides, or just one side? Revive me. Oh, are you kidding me? I was right in front of him. What a guy. Oh, we can watch and see how this ends. Look at me, I'm dead against that rock. Ridiculous. I was right there. You just 2 seconds to cover me. Or revive me. Ugh. Okay, so they just gotta kill one guy that's coming up. There we go, we win. I mean, I think it still counts as a win for me. Even though I wasn't, you know, winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's what I'm talking about.